Domain expansion. My domain is now taking full effect. You can no longer stop yourself from subscribing. Welcome to Jujutsu Shenanigans. A game about destroying the city, hitting black flashes, and apparently running into poles. This is a game that's such a fresh breath of air that it's completely different to anything I've seen. On the surface you'd think it's just a regular Battlegrounds game, but when you get in and genuinely start playing, you can feel the difference. The destruction and the way that the movesets are designed make this a really good casual fighter, that you can find yourself playing for hours. And even if you've never heard of it before, I'm sure you've seen it. This game is insanely popular at the moment, to the point where even people that don't really play Roblox are talking about it. But what exactly is Jujutsu Shenanigans? Well, firstly, it's a sandbox fighting game that at the moment has 5 different characters. 2 of them being behind an early access game pass. The 3 free characters are the honoured one, Satoru Gojo, the King of Curses Yuji Itadori and Ryomen Sukuna, and the Restless Gambler, Hakari Femboyfucker. Let's have a look at the honoured one. Pressing 1 will have you use Lapse Blue, which pulls the enemy towards you, followed by a devastating kick to the chest. Pressing 2 will use Reversal Red, which fires a projectile towards your target, which then explodes on impact. Pressing 3 will have you perform a beatdown, which leaves your opponent ragdolled on the floor. And pressing 4 will have you do 2 kicks. This move can hit enemies that are ragdolled. Another feature I haven't told you about is that certain moves have unique kill effects. Blue crushes them in the air with a bunch of debris. Red just straight up explodes them. And if you manage to kill someone with a beatdown, you finish it with a black flash. Now every character in Jujutsu Shenanigans has an R, which I like to refer to as a character's special. Gojo's special allows him to teleport towards enemies, but if used in combination with some of his moves, they'll do unique things. Pressing R after a blue will cause you to teleport up to them and hit them back down, and pressing R after a red will have you teleport behind them. You can also press red then R when they're in the air to knock them back down. Do keep in mind that this does take a little amount of your awakening bar, so use it sparingly to be able to get your awakening faster. Pressing G with a full bar will activate the 6 Eyes Awakening. Pressing 1 while in Awakening will use Lapse Blue Max. Using 2 will fire Reversal Red Max. And using 3 will fire Gojo's best attack, Hollow Purple. All 3 of these have an air variant where you can move them up and down. Pressing 4 will activate your domain expansion, Infinite Void. Players caught inside of this are unable to move or use any of their abilities. Pressing 2 then R will pull the Reversal Red back to you, hitting the opponent with a black flash, and some really cool music. Be careful though, as the Reversal Red can hit you on its way back. And then for kill effects, killing someone with Hollow Purple will leave them on the floor with just their legs. And killing somebody with Lapse Blue will leave it stationary, allowing you to hit it with a Reversal Red to create the Hollow Nuke. Okay, let's go over some simple strategy for Gojo. You never want to just throw out your moves because Gojo is really easily punishable. Using blue or red is just asking people to punch you. And even if they don't get a free combo, they're just going to block your move to begin with. So your true priority with Gojo is to try and win your M1 engagements, because doing so allows you to combo pretty much every single ability in your arsenal. Also, hitting any of Gojo's moves is an amazing way to bait out people's evasives, which we'll talk about later. You'll never want to use a raw R in the air, instead you'll do the 2 plus R, as it's significantly a better option. Also, when you awaken, try to use Hollow Purple as quick as you can, because you might be able to get a second one before the awakening ends. And with Infinite Void, it can be cancelled by people just hitting you, so make sure you use it when you knock people down and they don't have their evasive. But even if they don't have their evasive, it's probably not the end of the world. People are kind of stupid and just get hit by this.
Oi, Satoru! Kore, gambare, gambare!
Okay, let's go over the King of Curses. Pressing 1 will have you use Curse Strikes, which is a combo extender. This move has a really forgiving hitbox, which pretty much always hits. And using this move in the air has a unique dive kick variant. Pressing 2 will have you use Crushing Blow. This move can also hit people on the floor. Also, using this move in the air will have you perform a short jump. Pressing 3 will have you use Divergent Fist, which can hit enemies on the ground. Pressing this move a second time when your arm is wound back all the way will have you do a Black Flash. And now for Yuji's 4th and funniest move, the Manji Kick. Pressing 4 will activate your counter, where taking damage will have you glide towards your opponent, hitting them straight in the head. This move also has no range limit, but it can't counter every move in the game. Next up is Yuji's special, Pressing R will cancel any move that you're currently doing except for Manji Kick. This means you can mix up your opponent or just use the movement features of an ability. For Yuji's finishers, Curse Strike kicks you away really far. The Dive Kick does a black flash. Crushing Blow throws them over your shoulder. Divergent Fist explodes them. And Black Flash does a small animation with a little voice line at the end. Pressing G with a full bar awakens the King of Curses. First up is his M1s. They actually changed to being ranged. Pressing 1 will throw out Dismantle, which is an invisible projectile. Upon landing it, it'll do multiple slashes. A common misconception is this move is activated by putting your mouse over the target. Pressing 2 will activate Fuga, which fires a flaming arrow in the direction you're looking. Upon impact, it will explode, destroying any buildings or hurting any players nearby. Pressing 3 will activate Rush, which slams your opponent up into the air, then back down. While in the King of Curses Awakening, your special is changed to a grab. Pressing 4 will activate your domain expansion, Malevolent Kitchen. Anyone trapped inside of your Malevolent Kitchen will be hit by consistent damage, although it can be blocked. And now for the move every 100 subscriber YouTube channel is going to tell you about as a huge tip and trick that you've never seen before, the World Cutting Slash. To do this move, hold 1, press 3, press 2, press R. If you don't want to do the timing, you can just spam all 3. And now for finishers. Dismantle cuts the enemy apart, Fuga barbecues the enemy, the grab explodes the enemy, and the World Cutting Slash cuts the enemy in half. And now for the advice section of Yuji and Sukuna. I'm gonna be honest with you, this character's really basic and simple to play, but because of his cancel ability, you can really get some interesting stuff done. So the only advice I really have for Yuji is to just run through his combos, and every now and again add a feint. Like before your Black Flash on your combo, feint it, go for an M1. Most of the time it works on lower skilled players, but if you do come against another Yuji that is better than you, make sure you watch what they're doing, because it's not that hard to copy what someone else can do. And now finally, the Restless Gambler. Hakari's first move has him fire a pachinko ball that can hit enemies on the ground. Hakari's second move shuts 2 doors on the opponent. You aim this move by putting your mouse over the person you want to hit. If you have no enemies selected, the door will just clap in front of you. But if your mouse is over an enemy, it may extend the distance of the doors. The target does have to be in front of you though. Hakari's third move, Rough Energy, is just your basic heavy punch. This can hit enemies on the floor. And last but not least, Hakari's fourth move. It's a simple kick that launches you into his train doors. And Hakari's special is just a counter. This counter can block projectiles, but if it blocks a melee, Hakari will punch open the doors, knocking the enemy on the ground. And for Hakari's finishers, or should I say finisher, he uses Shatter Doors to cut someone in half. I'd really like to see some more finishers on Hakari because TZ hasn't really made many for him. And now at this part you need to pay proper attention. Now Hakari's ultimate is very different to most of the characters in this game, as when you activate it, it creates a domain expansion. Keep in mind that unlike every other character in the game, you do not gain a health bonus when activating your domain expansion. So it's better to use this when you have high health. Okay, are you ready? So during Hakari's domain, you're going to be gambling to even attempt to awaken in the first place. Using 2 visual abilities will advance to a Rishi scenario. The best way to achieve this is by using both 1 and 2 as they don't require you hit another player. There are 2 Rishi scenarios. Transit Card Rishi. I am the luckiest man in the world right now. And Travel Emergency Rishi. Transit Card Rishi being TZE attempting to go through a card scanner, and Travel Emergency Rishi being TZE attempting to get to the bathroom. Out of both of these scenarios, the Travel Emergency Rishi is better for trying to get your jackpot. You are actually fucking joking. Like, the real question is, where the fuck is this luck when I'm genuinely playing the fucking game? Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you. Failing 3 scenarios will guarantee that your 4th gives you a jackpot. Although, if you get your jackpot on the 4th scenario, the length of it is significantly shorter. While recording this video, I got 6 jackpots in a row on my first spin. So if someone wants to calculate the odds of that, you can go for it, but I know it's quite hard to just get one of these, so 6 in a row is kinda nuts. Getting an even number on your scenario starts the next scenario with faster spins, and getting an odd number starts it with advanced probability. This is slightly vague in some areas, but it has something to do with the 2 numbers that appear to the side of you. Now, I'm not sure if it just always affects you, or if the 2 numbers left and right of you need to be the exact same number. This is my own shortcomings in information that I genuinely have no fucking idea. A small detail you might not notice is when you land your jackpot, The text by the side of your character will tell you how long you actually have in this jackpot. Okay, the first move in Hikari's Awakening is a barrage of punches followed by a heavy punch. His second move is a run followed by a grab. His third move is a sprint followed by a punch, then succeeded by another punch, then succeeded by a barrage. All of these punches hit the enemy on the floor, and most of these punches put the enemy on the floor. And for his fourth and final move, he lunges forward, hits his enemy into the air, teleports up with them, and then slams them back down. And now for Hikari's Awakening special, he does a short dance, which overall makes the animations quicker and come out faster. It does make your 1, 3, and 4 better, but I'm going to be honest, it kind of makes the 2 worse. This dance increases your animation speed, and every time you use the special, it stacks. So the more you use it in the Awakening, the faster and faster your move is going to get. And now for Hikari's finishers. Landing your 2 will have you jump towards them after throwing them, and explode the enemy. This is Hikari's Awakening's only finisher. Please TZE, we need you to add stuff to Hikari. The Hikari player base is begging for you to please add more to this character. Please, I beg of you, TZE, I really need you to add stuff to Hikari. And if you're expecting more, that's it for the video. I do have the Robux to afford the other 2 characters, but I kinda can't be asked to buy them. I'm just gonna wait for them to come out. If you were hoping I covered them, suck my fucking cock.